So, hello students, welcome to science class. So today in our class we are going to learn about microorganism. Okay, so let me ask you one simple question. You have seen so many organisms around yourself. Am I right or not? Yes. So there are too many organisms existing on the earth. Okay. So there are certain living organism, which we cannot see with our eyes. Okay, with our eyes. So that living organism, which we cannot see with our naked eyes, are called what? Microorganism. Okay, so microorganism, in short, what is the definition of microorganism? Yes, microorganism is a living creature or living organism on the earth which we cannot see with our eyes. It can be observed under microscope. Okay, it needs a microscope to be seen. Okay, so that organism is called what? Microorganism. So how this microorganism occur in nature? Let us look into that. See, microorganisms are present all around us in the air, water, soil, food, sewage, garbage, as well as in our bodies as well as in bodies of plants and animals, including humans. So microorganisms are so minute in nature. It is so minute in occurrence that it is present everywhere around ourselves. Okay, it is present everywhere around ourselves. Some microorganisms are solitary, that is, they live singly. Example, amoeba, paramecium, whereas some live in colonies. Okay, colonies. Some microorganisms live on the remains of dead plants and animals. So these are some categories of microorganisms. They are saying that some of the microorganisms live singly, like amoeba and paramecium. Okay, whereas some live in colonies, means in a group, and some microorganisms live on the remains of dead plants. So some microorganisms are surviving on what? Dead plants and animals. So these are certain categories of microorganism on the earth. Okay, so now see, try this is one experiment from which you will get to know that microorganism is present around ourselves only. It is present in the air, in the water. It is present everywhere. See, for example, they have taken a moistened piece of bread or bhakri in a closed box. Okay, observe it after 3 to 4 days using a magnifying lens. So you have observed this many a times, like your mama has given chapati or bhakri for tiffin. Okay, and you didn't like it, so you have not eaten that chapati, and for and 2-3 days, for example, 2-3 days holidays were given in the school. So what, some children are very lazy now, so they keep the tiffin box in the bag only. So after 3-4 days, when mama wants to like give you tiffin, for that time she sees that your that bhakri is totally damaged. Why? She can see totally blackish layer is formed on the bhakri, greenish blackish layer is formed on the chapati. So that is what why that happens. Why? Because of microorganism is present. That, see, observe a drop of so this happens. Why? Because of microorganism. Okay, observe. Now see, second example they have given. Observe a drop of muddy water or a water from a stagnant puddle under the compound microscope. So this need a microscope. So we don't have microscope, compound microscope, so we can't do this. Now third one is that take a drop of yogurt or a buttermilk on a glass slide and observe it under a compound microscope. So when a yogurt means what? Yes, yogurt, you know now, yogurt. Okay, when it is being observed under the glass slide, so what they have seen? Yogurt, dahi. Yes, so when it is seen on the glass slide, what it has been observed, that it contains microorganism. You know how this milk turns into curd, how this milk is getting converted into dahi, how? Yes, with the help of microorganism which is present in the air. This converts milk into what? Dahi. So see, now you can observe that because of this microorganism only milk is getting converted into dahi or yogurt. Okay, so this leads to a conclusion that microorganism is present in air. Okay, and it is present. Now this moistened piece of bread, थोड़ा गीला, moistened means what? थोड़ा गीला जो रहता है ना bread और भाकरी, or for example if you have taken a gila bread and you have kept it for 5 to 6 days, then you can observe it, what happens, it turns into a blackish layer is formed on the bread. Okay, so microorganism, as it is present in the air, so it damages the bread. See now, do you know, we cannot see what they are asking, what they want us to know. See, we cannot see objects smaller than 100 micrometers in size with our eyes. So we make glass slides of microorganism and observe them under a compound microscope. Okay, so what they have said that we have certain limitation for our eyes. Our means what? Certain limitation is set for our eyes. We can view the object, or we can see the object up to what? 100 micrometers in size. Okay, with our eyes. So and this microorganism are too smaller in size. That's why it is being observed under compound microscope. However, see, if a magnification of 1000 into proves to be insufficient, then we need to use an electron microscope. So this 1000x जो है, this 1000x, this is magnifying power of that compound microscope. That is the highest limit of the compound microscope magnifying power. So if with that highest magnifying power lens also, if we cannot see under compound microscope, then we need a what? An electron microscope to observe this microorganism. As all the microorganisms, there are different types of microorganism. So different types microorganism, so they will have different sizes also. So there are certain microorganisms which are very small in size, which cannot be seen under compound microscope also. That's why we need electron microscope. Okay, see, size of some microbes. Now Paramecium, its size is about 100 micrometers. Bacteria of typhoid has size about 1 to 3 micrometers. Poliovirus has size about 28 nanometers. Okay, microbes measure less than 100 micrometers. Even in this minute organism, their organelles carry out life process within the single cell. So can you imagine, they are so small in size, then also they have organelles which are inside the what we can say, inside that microorganism, which are carrying out various functions. So they are so smaller in size, then also all the organelles are present inside them, which are carrying out the functions for their survival. Okay, now see, these are certain, see, microorganism present. See, nature of microorganism. Among the sketches you have drawn, do you find any of the microorganism you see below? What inference can you draw about their sizes? So from the picture itself, it is clear to you that microorganisms are present in different sizes. Means there are variation in the sizes of the microorganism. So if there are variation in the sizes, their function may also vary. Okay, so these are certain microorganisms which are given. See, a variety of microbes are given to you. Okay, Now let's move further. Now see, some microorganism like the fungus that grows on the bread or strands of the algae in ponds are multicellular. Okay, now see, single cellular means what? The microbes which having single cell. So singly, as I have in the previous slide, you have seen some microbes. Three different categories of microbes were given: singly, microbes living in colony. So singly, microbes which have a single cell, okay, and microbes which have many cells, they are called as what? Multicellular. Okay, so see, some microorganism like the fungus that grows on the bread, that blackish greenish layer which is formed on the bread, that are called what? Fungus. So that fungus is what? Multicellular. Okay, or strands of the algae in ponds are multicellular. However, most microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses are unicellular. So bacteria, most of the microorganisms, they are talking about most of the microorganisms. See, microorganisms are of two types. One is, see, now see, however, most microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses are unicellular. Okay, now unicellular, bacteria and viruses are unicellular, means they have only one cell, one type of cell. Okay, one type of cell is there in this bacteria and viruses. They have somewhat different cellular structure. They do not have the membrane bound organelles found in eukaryotic cells. Okay, the plasma membrane, cytoplasm and nucleoid are their only components. Such cells are called prokaryotic cells. Okay, so in the previous class, in our previous class, you have learned about animal cell and plant cell. So that was what? They were called eukaryotic cell. Why? Because they were called eukaryotic cell. They have membrane bound organelles. Okay, they have membrane bound organelles. And here in this, if what we can say now, if this kind of structure, this prokaryotic cells do not have, see what they have given, do not have membrane bound organelles found in eukaryotic cells. So in eukaryotic cells, you can see so many organelles were present in eukaryotic cell. In eukaryotic cell, that plant cell and animal cell came. Okay, they both come under eukaryotic cell. And this prokaryotic cell, this cell is what? Prokaryotic cell. This doesn't have membrane bound organelles. Okay, the plasma membrane, cytoplasm and nucleoid are the only components. So its main component is what? Plasma membrane and cytoplasm and nucleoid. Such cells are called prokaryotic cells. See, now this is a diagram of it. See, cytoplasm, nucleoid, plasma membrane, cell wall, capsule. It is capsule like structure. So capsule, flagellum, this green color, tail like structure is called what? Flagellum. And this ribosomes. So these are the labeling. So you know this can come in exam also, this diagrams. So you have to practice this diagram as well. See, now what is given here? National Institution. See, National Center for Cell Science, NCCS, Pune, is an institute involved in research in field of cell science, cytology, biotechnology, etc. So on this address which is given to you, you can study in detail about the cells. Okay, so this is National Institution. So in this web address which is given, you can get more information about the cells, and the study of cell is called what? Cytology. Cytology. Okay, if you have more interest in knowing more about cells, so you can visit this web address and you can get more details about it. Now we are moving into growth of microorganism. How this microorganism are growing. Let us look. We know our growth, how we are growing, how plants are growing, how animals are growing. Let us now learn about this, about growth of microorganism too. Okay, see, each microorganism need a specific environment for growth and reproduction. Means they also grow and reproduce. Microorganisms are also growing and reproducing. Okay, many microbes need oxygen for their growth, where some microbes can grow without oxygen. So there are certain microorganisms which needs oxygen for their survival, and there are certain microorganisms which can survive without oxygen. They are unlike us, they are unlike we humans, or unlike animals. Like we all the humans, whether they are tall, whether they are short, whether they are dark, whether they are fair, but we all humans need what? Oxygen for survival. But in case of microorganism, how are they? They need, some microorganism need oxygen for survival, and some microorganism can grow without oxygen also. See, some microorganisms survive even in extreme and adverse condition, like ocean floor, ice, means in the depth of the ocean. In the depth of the ocean, where the ocean floor is there, some microorganism can survive in that also. Okay, they can survive in ice, in polar regions also. They can survive in hot water springs, etc. So depending, each microorganism has its own what we can say now, has its own type for survival. Okay, some, as I have said, some need oxygen, some can survive without oxygen, some can survive in the depth of the ocean, or in the ocean floor. Some microorganism can survive in the polar region, in the coldest region, that is polar region. Some can survive in the hot water spring. So each has its own type of survival or environment in which they are existing. See, during adverse conditions, microorganisms form a thick covering around themselves and stop their life process. On return of favorable condition, they come out of protective covering and continue their life processes. Means what? For example, a very adverse condition came, which is not suiting their their survival. So what they do, they form a thick covering around themselves and they stop their life processes for that time being. And when the condition or the favorable condition returns, that time they come out of that protective covering and they again start their life processes. Unlike us, we can't do this thing. We can't do now, like some condition came, we can't stop our life processes and form a thick layer. ऐसा कर सकते क्या? No ना. So this microorganism at a time of adverse condition, बहुत ख़राब कंडीशन चल रहा है, which is not in which they cannot carry out their life processes properly. That time they form a thick covering around themselves and stop their life processes. On a return, when the favorable environment return, that time they come out from the protective covering and then they continue their life process again. Okay, I hope this is clear to you all. How microorganisms are growing, how they are, what kind of environment they need. I hope this is very much clear to you all. So now let us move on to the next topic. See, where do the microorganisms grow? This is a basic question which is asked. Where do the microorganisms grow? Where? See, medium. Where do the microorganisms grow? So where do they grow? In soil. They can grow, means they can reproduce in soil. Grow means what? They can height height बढ़ना ये सब, that is not growth. In for this microorganism growth means what? How they are rapidly reproducing. कैसे एक का 4 बन रहे, 5 बन रहे, like that. Okay, so where do the microorganism grow? Medium. They can grow in soil, in water, decaying matter, etc. What is the temperature needed for them to grow? 25 degrees Celsius to 37 degree. Nutrition. Specific nutrients like algae, chlorophyll, oxygen. They can grow in this nutritional type. Specific nutrients like algae, chlorophyll, oxygen. Atmosphere. What atmosphere they need to grow for them? Growth, moist, humid, warm. So if all this condition is satisfied, then the microorganism rapidly grow. Means rapidly they reproduce. Rapidly from 1 to 10 they will form. From 10 to 20 to 30 to 1000 they can reproduce. So these are the favorable condition for the microorganism to grow. Got it? Now see, according to the shape and the life processes, microorganisms are classified as algae, fungi, protozoa, bacteria and viruses. So according to the shape, based on the shape and life processes, as I have told you previously only, that microorganisms are categorized. So based on their size, shape, their functions. Okay, so according to the shape and life process, microorganisms are classified as algae, fungi, protozoa, bacteria and viruses. Okay, so now our next topic is what? Fermentation. So fermentation, now see, what do we mean by this word fermentation? You must have come across this word many a times. Let us see in details. See, the chemical process of conversion of one type of carbon compound into another type of carbon compound by the action of microorganism is called fermentation. Means in simple words, what is happening here? One carbon compound is getting converted into another type of carbon compound with the help of what? Microorganism. So this microorganism acts as an agent. So it is converting one carbon compound to another carbon compound. So this process of getting converted from one carbon compound to another carbon compound is called what? Fermentation. So for this process, what are the things required? See, what is getting generated? See, heat is generated in this process and carbon dioxide and some other gases are released. Means during this when the fermentation is carried out, that time heat is generated and carbon dioxide and some gases also get released. These gases cause an increase in volume. Example, bread dough and idli batter are seen to rise. So you have seen idli. Okay, so that the idli you can see now from small like when your mama makes idli. Have you observed any times you have you observed idli, making of idli? Have you seen? So कैसा होता है? Like one small layer your mama liquid she puts on that idli maker. Then after 5 or I don't know how many minutes it takes, after that you can see that fluffy idli. So how it happens? Yes, because of fermentation process. Heat is generated in this process and carbon dioxide and some other gases released. You can see there is increase in the volume. You can see now increase in the volume of idli. Yes, example, bread dough and idli batter are seen to rise. The process of fermentation is used for making yogurt from milk, producing alcohol from grains and fruits, bread from flour, as well as in the production of acetic acid, citric acid, lactic acid, vitamins, antibiotics, etc. Okay, so this fermentation process is very important, as with the help of this process, or with the help of this process, we can make so many things. Okay, we can make so many useful things for us. So this fermentation process is very, very important. Okay, this chapter is too lengthy, I know, but we have to learn it somehow. See, so this was about fermentation. Now let us see what they have given. Use your brain power. Why is yogurt mixed in the batter or dough for making rava idli, bhature, naan? How do preparation like yogurt, idli, dosa become easy to digest? Okay, so what is the answer for that? If microbes are allowed to grow in batter, dough, fruit juices, etc., they break down the substances, producing new compound as they grow and multiply in them. This microbial process is used in the production of various common foodstuffs. So, if microbes are allowed to grow in the batter, dough, fruit juices, etc., what they do, they break down these substances, producing new compounds as they grow and multiply in them. This microbial process is used in the production of various common foodstuffs. Okay, now let us move. See, sometimes, there is question over here. See, sometimes when you are ill, the doctor prescribes capsules or injections of medicines like penicillin. These types of medicines destroy the pathogens and retard their growth. They are called antibiotics. So, as when you are ill, that time what doctors do, they give capsules or injection which can destroy the pathogens and retard their growth. Okay, so what we are learning, so as you have learned just now, you have learned about some useful microorganisms which are useful for making idli, for making dhokla and all that. So there are certain microorganisms which are useful, and there are certain microorganisms which are harmful also. See, for example, see now, sometimes when you are ill, the doctor prescribes capsules or injections of medicines like penicillin. These types of medicines destroy the pathogens and retard their growth. They are called antibiotics. Antibiotics are produced with the help of specific microbes. So this is also useful microorganism, as this is what they are doing. They are they are stopping the growth of what pathogen which causes disease. Okay, so these pathogens are what? Harmful microorganism. So in our body, if harmful microorganism comes what we can say now, or we get infected by this harmful microorganism called pathogens. So for curing of that pathogen, or to stop the growth of that harmful microorganism, we need what? Doctors give antibiotics. And these antibiotics, how they are made? They are produced with the help of specific microorganism. See, disease like tuberculosis, typhoid, cholera, etc., which were previously considered incurable, have now come under control because of antibiotics. In so many years back now, these all disease which is written here, tuberculosis, typhoid, cholera, these disease are incurable, as the antibiotics have not been found at that time. Okay, but now, as you all know, these all disease are curable, as we have antibiotics for that. We have antibiotics which can cause the stop, or which can retard the growth of the pathogens which causes tuberculosis, which causes typhoid, which causes cholera. As now what we are waiting for the antibiotic, or we are waiting for the vaccine now for corona. We are waiting for it. So that in that way, as we are doing so much research to get a vaccine which can retard the growth of corona, which can stop this growth of corona. So these antibiotics are made with the help of what? Microbes. So some microorganism. See, domestic animals too can be protected from various diseases by mixing antibiotics with their food. Plant disease can also be controlled with the help of antibiotics. As you have seen in the gardens, they spray pesticides. So why they spray? That is also what? A type of antibiotics. For animal disease also, they use animals can also be protected from the various disease by mixing antibiotics in their food. Okay, so till now you have learned some useful microorganism. Okay, you have learned some useful microorganism about useful microorganism. Let us now see further. See, there are certain harmful microorganism also. See, there are certain harmful microorganism too. This we will learn in our next class. Okay, as this chapter is too long, I will stop here till we have learned what we have learned till uses of the microorganism, some useful microorganism which have too much importance in our life also. Okay, so in next class I will continue this about the harmful microorganism. Okay, so till then, take care. Bye.